Hello, everybody, and welcome to Monarchs Mocha for a Thursday playoff eve. And we know who we're going to be playing and what will be on Monday. All that was solved last night. Glad you're along. Let everybody get in here. Questions and comments. We don't have a lot from my end, but I've got a lot we're going to go through and kind of give you an update of what happened overnight in case you were not getting a chance to check it out. Glad you're along. Let people just get in. If you're hearing me, thumbs up, and love to have your questions and comments. I'll give you what's going on here at the ballpark now currently, as this is what's going on now, as the game is out there getting the work done right now, as the team getting some work, just kind of a light workout today. They are let's have that inter-squad game yesterday. Today's more like this is what you would probably see here if you're at the ballpark, say May 10th, and there's no game that day, no spring training game. This is probably what you'd see. Little infield work, got some pitchers running, some guys doing light toss, things of that nature. All that going on here right now, and a little live action as well. Nothing, not so much sim game. That'll probably come up in a few minutes, but you can see actually Joe Capietro right now is actually hitting ground balls to the infielders out there and getting a little work on the infield here at Legends Field in Kansas City. Glad you're along. Again, questions and comments, I'm all for them. Let's get the banner going here as well, and let's give you an update. And I'll give you back a few minutes. I'll check in with the guys on the field. Let's give an update of what happened last night. Okay. Well, there's a reason why I'm not a professional gambler, because I would have lost my shorts last night. Two really interesting ball games. One home team in Fargo winning, and one home team in Cleveland losing. Well, the Cleveland story, we'll give that to you in just a moment. Quickly, the Fargo side of things. Interesting decision last night for Milwaukee. And again, I'm not tied into what they're doing, but they elected, and just kind of pulling up the box score from last night, they elected to obviously play on the road. That's part of the deal, playing on the road. But let me just a moment here, pull this up for you. I want to give get the box score up from last night. There we go. Last night, Milwaukee decided to start Dave Holmberg, who was we saw him back earlier this year, was very good, from a big leaguer, had really good numbers. It did not go with Miles Smith. Now Smith was there. Now Smith came in the first inning, but by that time they were down 5-0. Now Smith would go 4 2/3, allow only 3 hits, no runs, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. Holmberg went a third, 5 hits, 5 runs, all earned. And that was a gamble that I don't. Again, I don't know the rest situation. I don't really know where Milwaukee was as far as did Holmberg have his 5 days rest? Short rest. Was Miles Smith on short rest? Was that an issue? And from there, the bullpen shut things down. They gave up 5 runs in the first and nothing the rest of the way. On the flip of the coin was the Fargos got all their own. Matt Tomshaw had a very good ballgame, 7 2/3, 3 hit shutout, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. Ryan Flores, who you figure would probably get the nod, still may get the nod tomorrow night in Chicago or against Chicago. That'll mean it'll be actually in that's in Rosemont. I do believe Ryan Flores, converted to a starter late this year, will get the nod. He worked in a third strikeout in the win last night. So again, Jay Hendricks and I were talking this morning. A bit of an odd pitch of the year. Miles Smith didn't get the nod, but again, there had been something there. Although Smith was in the first inning, and I think it's a gamble. If you're Milwaukee, you feel pretty good about Dave Holmberg and Miles Smith as a 1-2 punch, getting you a couple of ball games, right? And you feel pretty good about that. And it just didn't work out. So 5-0 the final. That ball game kept waiting for Milwaukee to get something going. They didn't, and there was nothing else for Fargo after the first inning. They threatened, I think, one more time. I think got a run at second. That was pretty much it. Okay, the other ball game, which is really good. Really, all things really good, actually. The other ball game, Cleveland and Sioux City, some drama, had some bases, bench clearing drama. There was a couple of there was a hit by pitch that upset some folks. There was some jawing from the dugout into the benches. There was some jawing from the fans into the visitors' dugout. Uh, say what you will about Sioux City. They are a team that has a little feist to them, a little feisty team. Uh, Steve Montgomery, who I am a very, very big fan of, and he's going to consider him a mate. And Steve is can be a guy that some fans don't like a lot. And apparently, there was a little bit of jaw and forth last night between some of the fans in Mongo there in Cleveland. I watched the game. I didn't see the video, but I saw, I heard it, and the wide shot didn't show you what was going on. But apparently, there was a little drama there last night with that. There's Nick right there. Oh, he's moving tickets. There he is, folks. And he's up late at night because he's got nothing else to do, like a kid. Yeah, Nick and his lovely bride got a kiddo. It's like Morgan. By the way, I met Bill yesterday. I got to tell you, he's a good looking kiddo. With parents like Morgan and Jake, what do you expect, right? He had a full head of hair. We had more hair than me. Kid looked shy. He was snoozing too, which was a lot like me too. He was kind of kicking it, sleeping in a little thingy to deal. They sleep in the little carrier, kind of like me. Anyway, congratulations to them, by the way. Anyway, but last night, Sioux City got a home run, only run they would need from Jose Sermo in the sixth. Really good pitching matchup. Patrick Leday was very good for Sioux City. I mean, very, very good for Sioux City last night. And Jesus Sanchez very good for Cleveland. He made a 2-out mistake in the sixth with the bases clear, which if you're going to make a mistake with the bases clear, Jose Sermo, that's where you make it. You get the solo shot up. What you don't want is Jose Sermo knocking a 3-run blast or whatever on you. And but let's see here. Yeah, I listened to the game. Yeah, I do believe Brad's right. It was the bus driver. I know Brad's right because Brad was there. Again, I watched it, and Brad Jennings' coverage was phenomenal, and the video didn't show what was going on. And again, like I said, I'm a huge Steve Montgomery fan. He knows that. Sioux City fans know that. I may whinge about Sioux City's broadcast booth and some other things there, but I like him a lot. He's been very good to me, helping the Perth Heat over the years, helping us procure talent in Australia. He's also a former Perth Heat player, was a legend over there, and a Claxton Shield winner back in the '90s. So I have a real affinity for that Perth family. The Perth Heat baseball family is a family I'm very close to and I'm very proud of, as you folks that know. So that's where I'm coming from. Now, I will tell you this. This is not the first time this year there's been some kind of issue with the Sioux City dugout. We all know this. It's no front page news, but it was just something that did kind of raise some eyebrows last night. And it's kind of one of those things when I got to the ballpark today, a couple of people asked me, did I see that last time? Well, absolutely. That's why I was watching. Brad and Dennis' coverage was great. And again, it was, according to their chat last night, it was their driver. And hey, our driver's into it too. We're all in. And in the heat of the moment, that's going to happen. Now, it was unfortunate that the benches did clear. Nothing, cooler heads prevailed. And I think Brad was right last night. The situation was J.D. Peterson got hit right in the 4 of the 5 or whatever. I guess right 45, 35, right in the middle of the 3 of the 5. Now, I don't think in that situation you're trying to nail him because that was a crucial sixth inning that Cleveland had their chances to get the lead and maybe, really put them, really forced the hand of Sioux City. But Sioux City was able to force the hand bullpen-wise, which is what getting even interested in the postgame. That's what makes Sioux City so dangerous. So we've talked about over the years, even going back 17, 18, 19, what they're able to do is they really build their staff in the bullpen, and they've only really got 3 starters right now, and they will short the ball game down if they get a lead. Now, the reverse of it is we saw this lately when they fall behind and get down a sizable amount. I say sizable, 3, 4, 5 runs. It's challenging them to come back in that with that kind of attack. But I thought last night, again, great pitching for both starters. I mean, again, Sanchez was great, and he made the one mistake to serve him at a Cleveland had a real big chance for the sixth, had the bases loaded, couldn't get him around, and hey, that happened, and that happened. Cleveland, I really thought the odds were if I was, like I said, a gambling man, I lost my shorts because, you're asking Cleveland to drop 5 in a row. That's a lot to ask. They would just it's what happened. Let's see here. Yeah, you know what? And I will say this too, Brad. They were really good last night. The atmosphere, and I watched the AA baseball TV, and I had both games going, and I love it. I love Fargo, but I was not as intrigued because it doesn't affect us as much. And that crowd was into it. They weren't into it like they were in Cleveland. They had folks hanging on trash cans and the noise. It was fun. You could see folks were into it. Cleveland's a real intimate ballpark. I think the seats. I think it's only like 1,200 or 1,300 public seats. It can hold more because the grass berms on both sides, but it's real intimate. And you can really. It's like it kind of reminded me a little bit of Sioux City in the playoffs in 2018 to a degree. And not nowhere near like Sioux City was nowhere near like Cleveland was last night, and that was a hostile environment. And the fans are right there on you. I mean, they're there. It'll be a real challenge for folks here. Um, uh, they took a section of Peters to get hit. Yeah, they did, and I think that's what also was lost in the whole thing. And Brad brings this up. They actually had a mound visit prior, and then plunk. And you're not going to walk him necessarily, but if you can make him pay, to me, if you're a funky guy, why don't you just walk him on 4? The unintentional, intentional. I hope that was the case. We've seen Sioux City too. It's a rivalry. It's the third time we played in the postseason. There's all that. I don't think it's as big of a deal as maybe it's been made out to be, but still, I would that whole Brad, that whole dialogue does concern me. And as a broadcaster, as a member of this organization, that does concern me. And I'm not saying that's going to happen. Now, who are you going to plunk in the Monarchs roster? You're going to plunk them all? You plunk them all, you're going to wind up getting your quads clipped. I mean, that's just not something you're going to do. But in that situation, I think Cleveland was scuffling to score runs, and maybe it was the right move, but I think he's still putting. I hope that wasn't the case. Brad, you said it last on the broadcast that you're not plunking a guy there in that situation. And I hope that would, but it did look, yeah, not intentional. Yeah. Can we all agree we missed Miller time at the Boneyard? Yes, we do miss Miller time. Uh, your fans were great. I mean, I loved watching that last night. And it was a great. Yeah, I very. I'll be honest with you. I do watch A baseball TV only in post game. What I do is I pull off like we were in Sioux Falls last week. I pull Joey's highlights. I pull the broadcast and I cut our highlights out of that. Right? It's painstaking. That's only AA baseball TV I watch. I'm watching 4 hours of baseball a night. I try to glance the highlights, but I really don't get a chance to watch the games until we play a team. We play somebody on the road. That's when I get to hear what they're doing. And I get to pull the highlights off. And I'm really watching is those limited samples. That's the first time I think since last summer. Now, last summer I sat down and watched a boatload of games. But last night I watched both games. Well, I'm sorry, the salmon was. I had to put the salmon in the oven early at 6:30, so I missed the first part of the Fargo game. I missed the 5 runs. Literally turned the oven on, dressing the salmon, put it in the oven, and it was 5-0 when I came back and sat down. But I watched the entirety of the Cleveland game and the Fargo game too. But I had that Cleveland game on, and it was great stuff, great drama, great atmosphere, great crowd. And I hope the Monarchs faithful are just like that here. Hope we are into it, rocking and rolling. Let's see here. Yeah, congratulations, Brad, and to your fans and folks in Cleveland. We have a real affinity here in Kansas City for those folks. We see them a lot. We have over the years. My respect for Josh Robertson and John Junker, and of course you, Denning, just all you guys. We've had a real good relationship with Morgan, and what we've tried to share ideas with those two clubs. And I nothing but love for that group down there, and wish them the best. And it was a big deal. You know what? It was a big deal in 2017 when the Monarchs went the last day and just missed the postseason, but kind of what felt like a postseason game. It was a real big deal to play that first game against the City in 18. I get it, man. It's a big deal because Kansas City had not been the postseason, hadn't slipped the postseason game in 2010. I mean, it had been 9 years. I mean, and then Monarch's success recently. That's the thing. I hope you guys are enjoying it. And let's see here. Yes, I think that's right. I think that's a great example, Kevin, that fans can make a difference in this game. We see it in the postseason. Having been to postseason baseball games, both last year and also, I've been to Rangers World Series. I've been to ALCS. I've been on the road in New York, and I watched the crowd in New York turn on the Yankees against the Rangers in 2010 or 2011. I'm sorry, 11, yeah, 11, 10 or 11. Was it 10 or 11, Brad? At Yankee Stadium, and the Rangers took a raucous crowd out of it, and they turned on the Yankees. It was pretty incredible to watch. I've also been in Tampa at a very loud, half full stadium. Apparently, the top was at the top level, so the only lower level of the top was open, but it was still loud. And I was at the ALCS when it would have been Tigers and Rangers in 10. Or was it 11? I'm trying to think. With the walk-off home run to win it, to go on to the division to the World Series. That would have been the 12th season, I guess, because 11 was in New York. Nelson Cruz with a three-run ball. I got that. You know what? I'll dig that video up for pump-up video on Monday. I've got that from my phone, sitting down the third base line of the old Rangers, whatever it is now, park, field. There's a park in the field. I forget which one. But I was sitting there, and I had the phone going, and that thing was like a missile right down the third base, and that to the left field line, and that place went nuts. It was nuts. And in the big leagues, it was a huge difference in the postseason. The crowd does. In the minor leagues, not so much. But I've seen this before, Kevin, and I think you saw it last night. They dang that 16 is just a great piece of pitching. If you had a feeling the crowd was into it, they were going to pull them through. When I was in Bloomington, Iowa, back in '99, Birmingham played King County in round 2 of the Dip and Wesley. Played Clinton in round 1, beat Clinton at home, and beat them up there at a 2-game best of 2. It was 2 out of best of 3. So beat them. They had the home field. We beat them there in game 2, and that went on to play King County best of 5, and on to Appleton play Wisconsin club. But King County, who draws regularly in those days and still does, 6,000 folks a game, drew about 1,200 for the postseason. We're in Little Bloomington, Iowa, where we went up, I believe, 2-0 in that series. A little 3,000-seat ballpark was 2,000 and change. The whole town came out. They hadn't been postseason baseball more than Iowa at that time in like 25 years. They hadn't won a title in 30. So it was a big deal. Folks came out. It was fun. It was raucous. People were rocking. It was a great atmosphere. I'm telling you, it made a difference. That club went up 2-0 with the King County and won. Had to wait out. It had a rain out and won on a Sunday. On to Appleton. Came back home again for the championship series. Won the first 2 games. Then went to Appleton up 2-0, and that momentum just carries you on. So I would encourage fans that are watching us here in KC to get behind this club and be out of it because it does make a difference. So anyway, Yeah, but great stuff last night. Great fire, great stuff all the way around. Okay, all right. So that sets up tomorrow. Sioux City and Kansas City. Now this is the third time these two met in the postseason. 2018, the Monarchs and the T-Bones won in the first round up there. In 19, Sioux City won that matchup. It was I believe that series, the 19, the 18 series was a 1-1 going to Sioux City, and Kansas City won game 3 and game 5. In 2019, it was 1-1 coming back to Kansas City. And Kansas City lost game 3 and 4. So that was the recent memory. There's not a lot of the only thing really familiar is Jose Ceremony was in all those games. Um, Michael Lang was in the 18 game. I don't remember if Nate Gherkin. I think Nate Gherkin was in the night. I think he was in the 19 game. I have to look. I have to go back and look. I don't remember. But there's not a lot of holdovers. There's definitely not any holdover. Kansas City holdovers from 19 would be Casey Gillespie, and I think that's it. Carlos Diaz was he? Yeah, he was back. He was here then. Diaz was here, and that was pretty much that's it. Um, that's pretty much it. Now they've got a few new pieces. They've got a new shortstop at Ole Miss. They've been trying to plug that hole all year. Nick Sampson went down. They've got a really good outfield, a couple of really good base running, and that's the ones that they'll put pressure on you as far as the bases. They will do that. Talk more about that tomorrow a little bit. Um, honestly, you're gonna get me in trouble here, right? I'm glad more teams get to participate. I'm glad for that, but I think there's got to be some reward for the body of work for Cleveland. That's just my take, and for Fargo. Now, granted, Fargo won. It's easy for me to say that now, but the body of work. If you, I mean, I would love to play a game 2017. It'd been great because I think Kansas City finished a three-way tie would have been a playing game. I love that. I would in 2019 or 18 when they remember Sioux City had a big lead and they held on. They had a huge lead, a great June and July, and the closest I think Kansas City got within 5 games is the closest they ever got, but really played great baseball in the second half and were rewarded with the number 2 spot in the wild card for their body of work. I also like the fact that in 19, and again, it went to the last year. Kansas City had to beat Wichita and Wichita and Sioux City. They pair a series here late in the year, which carried them. And that was big, and you rewarded for that. To beat those two teams and you rewarded with a playing game would have been kind of demoralizing. In 19, you won the division, and but that was a great race. That race went down the final week in the season. Really could have been. You could have drawn Cleveland, Kansas City. Could have a hat. You'd have been the division winner, and you would have had a good team to win the division. You really went the last weekend, and I'm with you, Kevin. From that standpoint, I know the league needs to be able to pivot and create energy, and I'm not telling the league's wrong, but I just feel like, from a Cleveland standpoint, the body of work to finish ahead of your bunkmates should mean something. Now, granted, it's a game, 3 games, 10 games. It should mean something. It should. Now, grant and the one and done thing's tough. Now, I'm all for if you want to do the one and done, I'm all for some kind of perhaps College World Series style. You want to trick it up? Do what they did in Australia. Do a College World Series style first round, then you go to a championship series. I have no problem with that. First round, you get a bye. First you play the winner, or you play the loser. They're out, and then the winner's got to play. You get double elimination. I'm all for that. You want to trick it up that way. I know we don't have a lot of time. We play a 100-game season, but I mean, if you really want to, that's the thing. I mean, I know it was, and I think we all have our opinions on why it was done and the benefits and all that. But I hate the fact that it's one and done. I hate that. I know the big leagues do it, trip it up. I get it, but body of work should mean something. In Cleveland's body of work, where they finished ahead only by a game, but that matters. That means every game matters. I mean, to me, that's important. I mean, Lincoln were in the driver's seat of the last week, and they didn't make a play-in game at all. I mean, the body of work should matter, and their body of work was slightly worse than what Cleveland's was or what Sioux City's was. That's just my opinion. Don't shoot the messenger here. I'm not trying to be enemy of the league, but I just think that if you're asking me my opinion, that's my opinion. It's not the opinion of the ball. That's the opinion of me. And just from a standpoint of because I've been involved in what it did. I mean, I'm telling you, I saw it in Perth 2 years ago. Perth was a better team, had the better record against Cameron, but because of the way the seedings were done, division-wise, had to play a road game across the country on a one-game and done deal and lost a 3-2 ball game with heartbreak. When probably the better finals would have been Melbourne and Perth, who were the two best teams in the league. It didn't work out that way. Wound up being Melbourne and Adelaide. Adelaide played anyway. It's a long story, but the one and done deal, and Perth had the second best record by a game to Melbourne. So I've been that situation. It sucks. Where Brad didn't were last night, it sucks. I was there, but also where Connor is, and then winning the series, that doesn't suck. So again, but my opinion. What about you, Kev? What do you think? Besides, I mean, am I right on there? I know you say nay, but am I on that? Does my argument the body of work must matter? Because it mattered. The body of work for Kansas City mattered to be the number one seed and clinch the division, and not have to do the playing. And that body of work mattered. I just think the body of work matter. Am I right or wrong, Kevin? All right. Well, we've already long today. Let me shout out what's going on down there too. There is the team playing a little sim game at the moment, or kind of getting some live work in. Today, the league will announce at I believe 3:30. They're going to have the announcement for all the other awards that weren't announced 2 days ago. I think I told you yesterday. It was yesterday. It was actually today. I mean, Rookie of the Year, Manager, Organization, all those other awards come out today at 3:30. Now, should a Monarch make any of those awards, I'll break in around 4 when it's over with. That show's done, and give you breaking news. So we'll have that for you right here on our Facebook Live. We have a get-together at 3. I'm going to break away from that for a few minutes to come back if there is something to report. And we'll wait around and see. Like everybody else. Delicious, right? We're all waiting around. All right, tomorrow night 7 and Saturday 7, Sioux City. I haven't seen a starter yet. I expect, now again, this is what I expect. It'll probably be just what you saw last weekend against Cleveland. You'll see Matt Hall in some form or fashion. You'll probably see right behind him Justin Schaefer, and you'll probably see the Donatello Samson combo platter in some form or fashion. I don't know exactly how that order will work out. That's what Joe, Bill Sobey, Mike Henneman, Frank White, and John West will work out after this workout, but that's what I expect to happen. I expect you'll see a very similar situation to last weekend. The only difference probably will be is that the fact that you'll have my phone's ringing while I'm on the air. 70-40, I'm on the air, sweetheart. My wife should know I'm on the air. That's what I expect to happen. I can see Joe perhaps doing Hall and doing Samson, or doing Hall, doing Schaefer. I can see that being, that could possibly work. I mean, or he may move the pieces around, but that's what you're going to see. You've got a solid 4-man, if not 5-man rotation, because Jake Mathis, oh, by the way, in the biggest game for Cleveland last Monday, was outstanding. He gave up 1 earned run in 6 2/3 innings with 8 strikeouts. So you've got 5 starters that all can that I feel confident in throwing out there in any game. So the Monarchs have some depth there. But what order they go in, because this is where the benefit of the body of work of the refs works out. because of that, you kind of dictate how you want your roster to look as far as rotation. And that's what I expect Kansas City will do. Again, I think it'll be probably that's just a guess. We'll talk to Joe. He'll give me an update this afternoon. I do know that. So I'll have an update for you. If I don't have it today, I will definitely have it for you once tomorrow, which is our next show. Once tomorrow. I'm going to bring this down too. Yes, but baseball.tv will have I'm sorry, American Association will have that announcement at 3:30 today. So Carter will have that for you. So I encourage you guys to check that out. Okay, a couple of things in the playoffs. Again, I encourage you folks locally to please go by this ball club. Visit us at monarchsbaseball.com. We have several great postseason possibilities for. I put that up pretty quickly. There's all kinds of postseason packs, all kinds of items going on. It's going to be fun. We've got skydivers tomorrow and Saturday. We've got we're giving away we're giving away the rally towels and T-shirts. We got specials on Saturday. I got music on Saturday. We got all kinds of stuff going on. So I encourage you. We'll talk more about that tomorrow on Monarchs Mocha at noon again tomorrow. As here's the one more graphic right there too. This is more of, and also the Monday. You folks that can't make it up to Sioux City can join us here at the ballpark for the Legends Club watch party. All you can eat pyramid pizza, $5 beers and $6 readers. That'll be Monday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday if necessary. And again, Friday, Saturday, got tomorrow night, Buck O'Neill beers and popcorn until the bottom of the fourth, and then the tribute to our first responders in 9/11. That's all coming this week at Legends Field in Kansas City. So here we go. There's all the news and notes of the day. All right, so we know it'll be the Monarchs and the Sioux City Explorers. We do know the Monarchs of those Sioux City on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday if necessary. So it's another series against the Explorers, third time in 3 years these two teams have met. And plenty of storylines as always. We get a lot of those tomorrow on our show. But also any kind of news and notes today. Don't forget, I will update you guys. Should something come up, we will do that as soon as I get to know it. So I know as well. And there's a shot of things going at the ballpark right now. Guys are getting a little extra work in. A little sim game going. It was a sim game. Now there's got a little live. They're taking us on live BP now. It looks like so. So what's going on here at Legends Field in Kansas City. So beautiful day for baseball. Beautiful day in the Metro. Beautiful blue sky. And glad you guys stopped by here on Monarchs Mocha to chat. And we always love to have you guys stop by. Questions and comments. Last call on them real quickly here. I think to do this. I want to share this with you. This was Monday. I promised I would give this to you guys. This was Monday. We did a little something different. I've never done this before, but we got a suite there in Cleveland, and we had a little together, and it turned out to be great because we had not only did I have family there, we also had Monarchs there as well. We get this. There we go. There's a screenshot right there. Let me actually do this real quick. Better view of it. There we go. There we go. There is a lovely wife and I right there. That's us in the broadcast. That's sweet to get the gear. It's kind of cool to kind of move back around there. Let's see here. Get that just a second, Sarah. Let's go backwards here. There's my wife and I again. There's my wife and my in-laws there. It was great to see them. Love them so much. They were there, and they've been here. They've been here and there for the Monarchs. There they are. My in-laws again right there. Great to see them. And then there's my brother and my oldest nephew. That's Bennett and my brother Chris. And there's my brother and his wife Bennett. That's where we are out there between a commercial break for the suite. And thanks to Cleveland Railroaders. And there's my friend Kenny Matthews, and Kaylin. There's my wife. We're all high school mates. And Kenny is a legend in DFW wearing his Monarchs cap there. There's everybody out in the patio. We've got both. We've got Monarchs faithful. It's Jacob Lindgren's wife, Ryan Grosjean's girlfriend in the background there, and that's Lindgren's sister-in-law. Incidentally, was from Perth, or not from Perth, but lived in Perth. To the right is a friend of my family, is a big baseball fan. There's Kenny and Kay Lanigan, and there's me and Casey. Casey Strong, our driver on the air. Thanks to Casey for being on the broadcast as well. That was on Monday there in Cleveland. I think there's my in-laws. That's the view from right there from the ball game. And I think that's all we got. And the wife and I. There we go. There's our shots of the broadcast from Monday. Let's see here. What is the record against the next team? Yes, good question. Our record against Cleveland this year, home and away. Cleveland. I'm sorry, Sioux City this year. Let me get the home and away. I got it broken down for you right here. Monarchs against the Explorers overall this year are 7-2. Kansas City was 5-1 here, 3-3 on the road. So 5-1 here now. Early took the first of those 3 losses away. Two of those losses came on that first trip in. Was the first road trip for Kansas City back in June, and it was a rain out as well. So that was the first time. Since that time, the Monarchs have gone 3-1 there in Sioux City. Only game the Monarchs lost was a doubleheader, game 2 there. Took 2 of 3 last time. Mike said, what about this? Only play with Monarchs. Yeah, and what that is, Mike, is you have a choice of home field or not. There's no, it's not divided up like it is in the big leagues where you play. There's a home field regardless. You open at home, you finish at home. 2-2, and usually, a 5-game series was go 2-2-1. Is that right? In a 5-game series, that's right. In a 7-game, 2-3-2. Is that right? Yeah, that's correct. So don't have that set up. The reason you don't have that set up, Mike, is because of travel. We're not flying charters because you have a situation where, in theory, you could have Cleveland playing Winnipeg. And how do you make that work? How do you do it? Now, in Australia, we do make it work. We're able to fly. We fly back and forth. As a matter of fact, I was involved in a series against Sydney in 2013 or 14 where we flew from Sydney back for the final game of the series. And so that's happened before. Also been involved in a series we've flown across the country again for a single game. That's happened before. There's also a sponsorship deal in place for the airline, and that's part of the reason why. So, but again, good point though, Mike. Your choice is either to play the games at home or get the weekend dates. That's the way it works out. So we chose to be at home this weekend. There's an argument for each. There's an argument for each one. And each format has worked out for Kansas City in the past. And they each once, then T-Bones were a road team and worked out for them in St. Paul in the championship series. Where a road with a home team, it didn't work out, or a road team, it did work out against Sioux City. There's no real rhyme or reason to it, to be honest with you. But I agree with you. It'd be nice if it was a 2-2-1. The body of work should, again, and you think in this case too, because Sioux City is so close, the 2-2-1 work. But you don't know that because for all we knew, it could be Cleveland and Kansas City. It could have been, Sioux Falls. You know what I'm saying? You make those plans in April, but you don't know for sure what it's going to look like. As we talked about before, there's challenges of putting this together. The postseason is a challenge. To get these things, you make your hotel arrangements months in advance. Now you got to make them a day in advance. We didn't know we were going until last night at 11 o'clock or whatever. We didn't know we were going to Sioux City on Sunday until we didn't know. Heck, I I was thinking I might be flying to Dallas on Sunday. I didn't know. My wife and I are scrambling around how we're going to see each other because that's part of the nature of the beast. But in a conventional 2-3-1 format, I agree. Only problem is with that travel is a problem. How do you do that on a bus schedule? On a flight, it's not a problem, but we're not doing that. But that's where air travel is totally different. If you're flying back and forth in the big leagues, you have charters, makes it more even easier. Anyway, last call of questions and comments. Glad you guys stopped by here. If there's breaking news today, I'll give it to you later on. I do encourage you to go by and check out Carter Hill's show at 3:30 on Facebook Live on the American Association site. That's where the breaking news. Anything else, we'll give you on the back end of that because he gets to announce. We don't know. We'll find out what's going on. We'll be excited. I'm as anxious as anyone. Is there a postseason award in that dugout? We'll find out at 3:30. How about that? All right. Thanks for joining me here this afternoon. I'll see you guys again tomorrow at noon. We'll get caught up, get your pitching matchups, get you ready for this one. First of a best of five first-round series against the Sioux City Explorers. Third time these two teams have met in as many years. Well, not as many years. We didn't play last year, but 3 out of the last 4. 3 in a row, right? For all practical purposes, right? All right, let's all do it together. We all works, right? Everybody get ready. It's 1, 2, 3, go, Monarch. 1, 2, 3, go, Monarch. Are you ready? Ready? Here we go. All right, one more shot of the ballpark. We do this. One more shot of the ballpark. We got to do it with the ballpark. There we go. All right, there's your look. You're looking live right there. The team working out. All right, now 1, 2, 3, go, Monarchs. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go, Monarchs. I'll see you in the broadcast tomorrow, everybody.